Dozens reported killed in Israeli strike on Rafah. At least 45 people have been killed, including women and children, in an Israeli airstrike on a camp for displaced Palestinians in the southern Gaza city of Rafah, the Hamas-run health ministry says. Videos from the scene in the Tal al-Sultan area on Sunday night showed a large explosion and intense fires burning. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, said it had killed 2 senior Hamas terrorists and that it was investigating the circumstances of the deaths of civilians in the area. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called it a tragedy. Hours earlier, Hamas had fired 8 rockets from Rafah towards Tel Aviv, the first long-range attacks on the central Israeli city since January. Some 800,000 people have fled Rafah since the start of an Israeli ground operation there 3 weeks ago, but hundreds of thousands are still believed to be sheltering there. In a separate development on Monday, Egypt's military said it was investigating a shooting near the border with Gaza, just south of Rafah, in which a member of the Egyptian security forces was killed. The IDF, whose forces have seized control of the Gazan side of the Rafah border crossing, said it was discussing a shooting incident with Egyptian authorities. The Palestinian Red Crescent said Sunday's airstrike targeted tents for displaced people near a UN facility in Tal al-Sultan, about 2 kilometers, 1.2 miles, northwest of the center of Rafah. Graphic footage showed a number of structures ablaze next to a banner saying Kuwaiti Peace Camp 1, as well as first responders and bystanders carrying several bodies. "We were sitting at the door of the house safely. Suddenly, we heard the sound of a missile," witness Badi Dukin told Reuters news agency. "We ran and found the street covered in smoke," he said, adding that he and others saw a girl and a young man who had been killed by the blast. Abed Mohammed al-Adar said his brother and sister-in-law were killed, leaving their children as orphans. "The Israeli army is a liar. There is no security in Gaza. There is no security, not for a child, an elderly man, or a woman," he said. The Hamas-run health ministry said on Monday afternoon that at least 45 people, including 23 women, children and elderly, had been killed in the strike on the camp. Israel launched a military campaign in Gaza to destroy Hamas in response to the group's cross-border attack on southern Israel on 7 October, during which about 1,200 people were killed and 252 others were taken hostage. At least 36,050 people have been killed in Gaza since then, according to the Hamas-run health ministry.